Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I hope you're doing well. I am here at Star Cottage Studio. Thank you for joining us today. Whew, it has been a day. How are you all doing? um, Andrew is not feeling well, so I was taking care of him for a lot of the day. I was here at the cottage for a little bit, working on some packing and shipping. And although I didn't get as much done today as I wanted to because he was not feeling good and I was trying to take care of him, running to the store to get him things, and just making sure he's okay. So he may pop on in the comments. I don't know. He may also be resting. He's not having a great day. So send him some good energy, please, so that he can get back up and going again. He came home after all his running around and got hit with something. So don't know what's going on, but he's not feeling very good. So I'll leave out all the details. But so that's pretty much been my day. I did some weeding in the garden while I had the cats out today at the house. So that was good. I didn't get as much of that done as I wanted to either, but today was one of those days. Today was just one of those days. And sometimes we have those days, right? Where you want to get more done and you don't get to. Other things have intentions for you, right? So trying not to take it too hard and just hoping Andrew feels better. That's the most important thing. And life goes on, right? Life goes on. So I ran up here to the cottage to work on a few things, and before I knew it, it was time to get ready for the live. And I pulled some gemstones. We're gonna hit you with some very nice gemstone strands. Some of them are more expensive, starting out. So get ready. We have some very nice things coming up. I think at good prices. I already deducted. Sometimes we write with the retail, cross it out, put the sell price in. These are pretty much, a lot of these I've already taken down to a sell price for you because I'm just giving you good deals today. And these strands are generally much more expensive than what I've priced them. And there are some really good deals. I hope you like them. If you're looking for turquoise, we have them. We have some of these fabulous party opals that I think are the lowest price we've had on them. Some blue chalcedony, some beautiful black fire agate. There's so much good stuff tonight. So hopefully you'll like them. Got some lapis in here. Got some flower amazonite. Just lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Let me see who's here hanging out with me today. Suzanne is here. Dale is here. Susie is here. Other Susie is here. Harry is here. Michelle is here. Norma is here. Thank you so much. Susie says, I love how you have a purple cone flower growing next to your sidewalk. I don't even know what is out in the front right now. I haven't been out there, but that's nice. Yeah, I love the cone flowers. And they're echinacea, and I love them. They're one of my favorite flowers. So I always let those grow in the garden. And I know they're a wildflower and some people consider them a weed, but we always let them grow because they're one of my very favorites. I even did that bronze casting of the center of one in our casting setup. So I just love them. Lennis is here. Hello, Lennis. I hope you're doing well. I know you had things today, and I hope your cats are doing well. I know you've had some issues lately, so I hope all is going well. We've been sending you good energy and trying not to question too much what's going on because I know that can be just tiring. But we do hope all is going well down there. Let's see here. Nancy is here. Hello, Nancy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you liked today. It's gonna be there's a lot of beautiful stones today, and I think good prices. Some of them are going to be a little bit more expensive. I'm just telling you that right now, because they are such nice stones, but they are good quality for the price for sure. But I have a whole range. I have a whole range of prices. I think we go anywhere from about $100 down to about $4. So we try and make sure we have a little bit of something for everyone in here. That's the way we always like to do it. So I don't have much to report today. I really don't. I don't want to get into the issues, Anders being sick. Not dealing with that. So like I said, when I left, he was resting a little bit. Yeah, he was just resting while I ran out. I told him I had to go to the cottage to do a few things. So he's resting. Like I said, I don't know if he'll show up in the comments at all, or if he's just going to continue to rest. But yeah, what are y'all doing? How are y'all out there? What's life doing to you? Or doing for you? I'd like to hear either one. Lena says, thanks everyone. With only 2 of 4 cats sick, no idea why. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's very strange. You know, sometimes, I don't know. Gilbert at one point didn't want to eat. We finally coaxed him back to eating with churro. He likes that a lot, and we got him to eat a little bit that way. But we'd have no idea why he stopped at one point. He stopped for a day or two, and I think it ended up being that we comb him out, but I think he had a hairball or had too much hair, because he wasn't really grooming himself too much during that as well. And we got him eating on churro. I got him a good combing out, and he really started to improve. But he could have also had they get little colds and things too sometimes. So hopefully that's all that's going on. Susan is here. Hello. Good to see you here. I'm worn out, everybody. I don't know if you can tell. I'm a little bit worn out today. I'm in a long sleeve shirt today. It's actually a little bit chilly. It's only 61 out there right now. And I've not had the air conditioning on in the cottage here the last few days because we've not needed it. The last few days I've been here, I have been in a t-shirt mostly. And I usually put this in the car for my drive home. I'm one of those people, if I can possibly drive with the windows down and it's not like super freezing cold out, I will generally do it. I'm the person running around with windows down and the air on, or windows down and the heat on. I feel weird driving with the windows up in a car. I don't know why. I like the sound of the air. I like the feeling of the air flowing through. So even if it's a really hot day, generally I try to have the windows down with the air on, or the windows down with the heat on a cold night. So most nights I drive home from here and I have a sweater in the car so that I can do that. And today I needed it in here because it's chilly today. It's chilly. Yeah, it got up to 68 today, which it felt warmer than that. But I was also out in the sun. I was using a scythe. We have this handheld, is that what they're called? The scythe? The crescent things to knock down weeds. I was using that, so I'm swinging it by hand to knock down weeds and stuff in our garden. And I started getting really hot, actually. So 68 felt very hot today for me. But now it's like my watch is saying 61. It's supposed to go down to 51 tonight. So that's that's chilly. That's very chilly. Suzanne said our heat index was 99 today only. Getting better, right? Getting better. That's hot, but it's getting better. Yeah, we were up in the high 60s, which I love. I love this time of year when things don't normally start cooling down. This is only August, but I love this. It feels like fall right now, which I'm not fighting. If it wanted to stay like this all the way through till winter, That's fine with me. I love driving at this time because you got that little chill, that crisp chill in the air. Put the little heater on in my car, put the windows down. Um, and I think part of that comes from growing up. Uh, my mom and dad and aunt worked together on rebuilding Triumph TR6 cars. They're little convertibles from England. And we would, when they finally got done, I was a teenager when they finally got it done. My mom's car took a long time because my dad had issues, and they worked on things as money was available and as things could be worked on. And so this was a process that they completed completely on their own. Other than the engine, they did have to send the engine away to rebuild because my dad didn't want to deal with that. But everything else was pretty much completed on their own, and the whole car was rebuilt from taking absolutely every nut and bolt and everything out of the car, disassembling everything and rebuilding it. And so when it was finally completed, we would often drive around in them with sweatshirts on and shorts because it was summer or fall, and the top's down but the heat on. And I think that's where that feeling for me comes from, because I got to experience that. And now, although I don't have a convertible and my mom doesn't drive her car very much anymore, I still like that feeling of the cool, kind of fall air when it's still a little warm out, but at night it gets chilly, and just driving around and you got that crisp smell in the air. There's that fall smell. It's starting to happen. I love it. Let's see here. Norma says, Waldo is on eardrops for an ear infection and steroids and nose drops for sneezing and runny nose. Fun times. Oh boy. She also says, hope your kitties get better soon, Lennis. Sniffly's not good. Susan says, 61 sounds fantastic. It is pretty fantastic, I have to say. I am a layering person. I would prefer to have layers like this. Like I have my undershirt, I have my AG shirt on underneath, and I have this shirt on. I would prefer to have layers on than not. I would prefer that than being able to run around in like a tank top or something, because that's not me. So I would rather have layers on. But I do hope, Norma, that Waldo starts to feel better on his on medications. Mid-70s and beautiful here today, says Norma. Nice. Angela joined in. Hello, Angela. Michelle says it's 98 now. Woo, that's warm still. Warm still, but not too bad probably for out there. Susan said 80 today with low humidity. I'll take it. Yeah, 80 with low humidity, not so bad at all. Not so bad at all. Michelle sending healing vibes to all pets and family. Dale says, I drove a yellow Austin Healey spray convertible and rebuilt it from the inside out. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, my family rebuilt 2 TR6s, my mom and my aunt's. My aunt's car, they were both barn finds and rusted completely pretty much out. My aunt's car, the shell of the car was in the frame. Actually, the frame. The frame was actually in 2 pieces. They had to weld the frame back together. Because of the pieces of those cars, generally, the hardest thing to get was the frames. Frames were not usually available. So you couldn't rebuild a whole car if you didn't have a frame. So my aunt had a frame, but it was in 2 pieces. So they welded that back together and made it whole again and structurally sound, and was able to complete her car then with that. And my mom and aunt both did their cars completely different from one another. They're both close to the same year. They're pre-74s, I think. I think they're 70s, 70 and 71 maybe. Which means they don't have, in the US after 74, I think, usually the year 74 and a half, I think it was, they put these gigantic rubber bumper fixtures on the bumpers. And I don't like them. I don't think they're nice at all. But instead of having the nice little chrome bumper, it's for safety, but it makes the car look different. So they're pre that. But my mom did her car exactly how she wanted to. She was not worried about it being concours original. She was not worried about like everything being original or as it was when the car came off the assembly line. My mom's car is painted black, and it has a speckled um, like a glitter paint. It's a black glitter. It has a gold glitter mixed in with the black, so it reflects slightly with gold glitter. She has a gold racing stripe down the side of the car, the rollover bar, which was not original. She has a rollover bar, and it is gold. Her engine, there are components of her engine that are chromed. She put a bigger exhaust on her car, I believe, or a higher performance exhaust on her car. And she has a louvered hood on her car, or a bonnet, as they say, a louvered bonnet. But the louvers, if you've ever seen louvers in a car, most of the time the louvers pop up, and it's to suck air down into the engine. But her louvers, because she thought the ones that popped up were ugly, it actually flipped over the hood of her car, and instead of up and out, her louvers go down and in. So it gives you the impression of the louvers, the openness of it, and they did it in a certain pattern, but they don't stick up and out because she thought that was, she never liked the look of that. So her louvers go down and in, which I remember going with them to the tooling shop that did the louvers, and they're like, we've never done this before, but everyone liked how it looked in the end. My aunt, on the other hand, researched like crazy and did her car as original as it would have come off the assembly line to the best of known ability. There wasn't, not every piece and part of these cars was, documented, but my previous boss, who ran the company they worked for, which was a British car parts supplier, that's how they were able to do a lot of this. Employee discounts are nice sometimes. He really was a stickler for trying to figure out what was original so that he could supply original parts to people. And if he had to have things reproduced, he would try to reproduce them as original. For example, a lot of the engine hoses in these cars, it became that people were just using black hoses for all the engine components because that's what's available out there in the world. Well, the original hoses for these were a very specific green colored hose with a kind of almost like a fabric texture. And so he reproduced those hoses and went through many, many trials to get the exact color right and the texture right to make sure that those hoses for the engines were correct. And so my aunt, of course, when those came out, she bought some up so that she would have the original, what would look original on her car. So my mom has won a number of car show awards for most popular car in her class, and my aunt has won a number for the most original car. So two different they're sisters, but two different ideas on how to do their cars. So really cool thing. But anyway, I'm glad I grew up with all that, and maybe one of these days my mom will let me take her car out. I used to, once when I was in college, my friend and we would take her car every once in a while. But I was always so nervous to do it. So we'll see someday. Let's see, Danette is here. Hello, Danette. Thanks for joining us. Lena says, I have an all original 72 Buick Skylark. I sold it to my mom when I was living abroad. She still has it, and people offer to buy it all the time. Yeah, we've had a number of cars, the older cars like that. My family had one of the original Dodge Chargers, and my grandmother ordered it, and my mom and her kids, my grandmother's kids, convinced her while my grandfather was at work to order it with the Hemi engine. And so she did. And when my grandfather got home and realized what she had ordered, he was like, there is no way you're having a Hemi in your car, because he felt it was way too powerful and unnecessary. So they took it down a one notch, but we had that car stored in our garage for a long time. It became my mom's when she got married, and a lot of people wanted that car. Unfortunately, it was I believe, I don't know if anyone took it after this, but at one point it was involved in a garage fire, and I don't know what ended up happening to it in the end, whether or not, because it went to my brother afterwards, and he had a garage fire, and it ended up getting. It wasn't destroyed totally, I think, but there were a lot of issues. He had been working on it, and I don't know whatever actually ended up happening to it. We also had an MGB for a while that we were going to restore for me, and we had a TR250 that we were going to restore for my brother. Danette says, my dream car is a 69 Chevelle, black cherry red with black racing pinstripe down the sides. Nice, nice. Yeah, everyone I think has their dream car, right? Well, a lot of people do. I love a lot of different cars. You know, growing up in a family where your dad is an auto body specialist, I rebelled against it for a while. You know, I wasn't the car guy. And that was a lot of me stereotyping myself as a gay guy. You know, for a long time, you know, any of the gay stereotypes you saw on TV or read about or in magazines, anything I had access to, they weren't car people. So a little bit of me, well, a lot of me rebelled against that. But I've always liked various cars. And as I get older, more and more, I like some of the older cars. I love some Jaguars. I love the Austin Healey's, especially the British cars, TVRs. Some of the TVRs are really nice. My all-time favorite, if I could, I don't know, I shouldn't say that anymore, because I would love me a TR3A or TR3B, TR4, TR250. That would be nice too. But I also, Porsche 911 or a Porsche 912, because they have the same body style, the older style, I would love. I almost had a Porsche 912 once in my life, but the guy selling it refused to look at the title, look for the title. He had it somewhere. But he refused to look. He was a lawyer. He didn't care. He just had the car sitting. It was his dad's, and it was just sitting in a garage. He never used it. He was trying to sell it, kind of trying, but he didn't want to look for the title. So a reconstructed title would have been the only title I could have gotten. And it loses a lot of value with a reconstructed title. So I never got my Porsche 912 in Porsche red, but hey, you know, who knows? Maybe someday. Michelle's car is a 62 Vet Candy Apple Red. Nice. You know, I like the old Vets. I'm not a fan of some of the newer ones, although some of the newest ones I feel like I've seen lately, or what seem to be the newest ones. I've not stayed up with them, but I've seen some going down the street. I'm like, okay, maybe I could like that. But I love the old Corvettes that have the two-tone, like the dimple in the side, red and white. It would be really nice. Susan said, my brother had a 69 Chevelle. It was green with a black hardtop. He added pinstripes later on. No power steering or brakes, AM radio, and a V8. It was like driving a tank. I bet it was. Yeah. Those old cars, they didn't have the power steering or power brakes. The old radios. Like, we grew up, I don't even know. We had some Lincolns growing up. They were older cars. If we had them now, they'd probably be worth something. But I remember the radio, I think in one of the first cars we had was an 8-track player. It was an 8-track player in the car. So I grew up knowing what 8-tracks were, because that's what our car used. So we would have these giant 8-tracks that we'd carry with us in the car and play them. Lena says, when I was younger, I would have wanted a GTO, but I think I wanted something smaller and easier to drive now. Yeah, I used to like my grandmother on my dad's side they'd always get them used. My grandparents, my dad, my uncle, my other uncle, they had a used car dealership. So my grandmother, anytime they'd have a nice Cadillac that would come in that was, you know, fairly inexpensive to repair, sometimes she would get it. And I always liked the big Cadillacs. It felt like you were riding on like air. Like, I don't know what they had the special, you know, suspension that you hit a bump, you didn't even feel that bump. And I always liked those big cars. Now, I don't think I would want a really, really big, long, big car like that. Um, but I do like the little sports cars though too. Let's see. Anybody else out there? Anybody else got a dream car they would love to have? Um, you know, I think sometimes a lot of dream cars, you know, they start as your favorite car as a kid, and you just never got to have one. And even through your whole life, like they still remain. I think that's what's interesting about it is um, sometimes your dream car, I feel like never changes. People find their dream car when they're young. Either they see one or, you know, they experience it a little bit. They get to ride in one or something, and then it sticks with them for a long time. Like I've always wanted a Porsche. I don't know why. It hit me when I was young. I used to buy there was a magazine out. I forget what it was called, but it was all about Porsches. Um, and I would buy that magazine like crazy. Don't know why, but just always loved them. Um, let's see. Danette says, I have a friend who has a 1990 decade Cadillac. It's a land yacht. Yeah, that's like my grandmother's, was probably from the 90s, I would guess. 80s or 90s. Most likely 90s at that point, I think, because I don't know. Hers might have been in 80s or very early 90s. And it was. They were like super duper cars. It was one of the first cars, like I was so amazed. It had the automatic headlight dimming in it. So they had the high beams on, it would automatically dim if a car came. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And they'd hit potholes and you wouldn't even feel them. Like it was crazy. And they didn't have a lot of money, but it's all because my dad and his brothers would go to auctions and things and sometimes get these cars really inexpensive and they could repair them. Norma says, I like my practical standard shift Mitsubishi. But if I could pick a fun car, I would be a turquoise mini convertible. The minis are nice. I like the minis. I like the old minis. My ex-coworker, he has one of the original um, old minis, and he's taller than me, and he fits in that car. It's amazing. But yes. Uh, I used to want a Mitsubishi Eclipse back in probably in the 90s when the Eclipses were all like kind of roundish and bubbly like, and they look like really nice little sports cars. I used to want a Mitsubishi Eclipse so bad back then. Yeah, probably mid to late 90s. 96, 97, 98, somewhere in there were the Mitsubishis I really liked. I love the look of those cars. Susan says, I have no dream cars. I just want people to stop bidding mine, right? For sure. For sure. All right. Well, we've chatted a little bit about nonsense and cars, but let's get started with some beads. I have 30 lots for you tonight. Like I said, we're gonna hit it good right off the bat with some nice strands. Hopefully, y'all are gonna like these, and they're all nice. But I have some higher price things I put at the front of the line. Sometimes I save them for the end. Put them at the front of the line. Not that there aren't some things sprinkled in here and there of both variety. Well, all the varieties. I said we have like $100 down to like $4, so we've got the span of things today. Harry says, I've had so many cars, but one of my favorites was the 61 Olds and the 72 Honda 600. I don't know what those look like off the top of my head, but it's always interesting what people's favorite cars are, right? I had a Toyota, here I go again. I had a Toyota MR2 in college, and I hated that car when we first got it. My parents found it. I think in some ways they wanted it more than me, but they were trying to find me a car that was inexpensive, and they found this car at a local dealership. And it was actually here in Greensburg, I believe. And when I saw it, I hated the design of it. It looked so 80s because it's kind of wedgy like, and I actually kind of threw a little bit of a fit, I think, not being grateful that they were getting me a car. And I came to love that car. It's one of the most favorite cars I've ever driven. If I could find that year of a Toyota MR2 in like a sea crate somewhere that's never been opened, I would love it. I would love it. I would still drive it to this day. When I moved to New York, I had to give it up because I couldn't afford to park a car in New York. And shortly after I left, my brother was running it around, and it blew an engine gasket, and they repaired the engine gasket once. But when you have a problem with an engine gasket, a lot of times they don't repair well. They don't always hold, and it blew the engine gasket again, and then they ended up, I think, getting rid of the car, which I was sad, but it was like kind of like the car was rebelling. It was like it was my car. It was meant to be my car. And when I left it, it left too. So yeah. Nan says, I love my VW Bug. I love the Bugs too. I love the old Bugs especially. I wish they'd just remake the new ones look like the old ones, because I think that would be amazing. At least do like an anniversary edition or something where they really get extra rounded. And but I like even the newer Bugs, but I think they've slimmed the newer Bugs a little bit. They've kind of stretched them where they lose some of their bugginess, but I still think they're fun. I'm so glad they brought them back when they did. Harry says, we have 2 Kia Souls now, but I've not driven in 5 years. Norma says, when I was a teenager, the boy up the street had a bright yellow Mini Cooper, and I loved that car. I know, the Mini Coopers are fun. Very fun. Anyway, let's get started with some gemstones. Let's see if y'all like these, what I've got to offer today. Okay, got the camera flipped around here. Let's get our lights camera action over here. And so if you'd like to purchase from this video, if you're new to us, you know how to do that. Take down the lot number we give you, XG1. Send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Send us a new email every time. Please do not reply to an old one to send a new one. You will lose out. That's all you got to do. First come, first serve. Nancy said, Bugs are no longer made. Last was 2018. I didn't even realize that. See that? That's a shame. That's a shame. All right. This is a beautiful strand of gorgeous turquoise discs. Heishi. I guess Heishi discs. Beautiful strand of turquoise. Michelle says, my son is getting his rebuilt, so everything is correct. That's good. Suzanne said, the early Bugs were so cute. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Beautiful strand of turquoise. We have strands like this, sort of like this, that are in the store. They're up in the $120, $130 range. So I'm doing this under $100. $98. And let me get you some deets on this. This is about 12 millimeter. There you go, 12 millimeter. Heishi, not Heishi. Heishi, yes. Not Keshi. I had Keshi in my head before. XG1. 1 strand available. Beautiful turquoise. Look at the color in that strand too. It's such a beautiful, it's got the greens, it's got the blues, it's got even the black. Super beautiful. Lovely strand. And this is, let me get you the size of the strand too. What am I doing? Like I'm falling down on my job here. This is over a 16-inch strand. Just over a 16-inch strand. About a 16.5-inch strand. Vintage turquoise strand, $98, XG1. If you'd like to claim, put XG1 in the subject line of an email, address it to info@allegorygallery.com, and send it to me. XG2. Now Andrew has set a few of these strands aside for himself. I did not steal from his strands, but I found another one. So don't tell him. These are ones people have seen in our lives and they have wanted, but he decided not to sell them. So I found another strand, everybody. This is blue chalcedony. Blue chalcedony. And Andrew, I think, has 2 or 3 of these set aside that he did not want to give away, but I found another one. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try selling it. See if people want it. This is blue chalcedony vintage, like you do not see it these days. You don't see it like this. You don't see this quality. You don't see this kind of cut. It's a 16-inch strand. These are approximately 25.5 by about 35.5. Look at how gorgeous these are. This is your chance, because if Andrew sees this, if this doesn't sell, this is not, I can guarantee you right now, this is not going to be released again. This is going to go into his stash. I don't think he knew that this was around. Blue chalcedony, great for Mercury retrograde. Beautiful, beautiful. Danette, do you have your email pulled up to say if something is sold? I do, if you want to know. Nothing is sold yet. XG2. XG2. That one just sold. Thank you so much. XG3. XG3. This, I didn't know we had. I don't know if I got into a secret stash of Andrew's today, because I found some really nice stones that I didn't know about, but they didn't have his name on them. They weren't put aside in any special place. So I said, okay. You all know how much I love Andalusite. And I want you to see this beautiful Andalusite. Look at it reflecting green and pink. This is some vintage, very high quality Andalusite. A lot of times when you see Andalusite now, it's barely transparent at all. But look at this. Look at how stunning this is. And if you know, you know, and you know $68, let me just tell you, that is pretty much what this strand was selling for in the 90s, everybody. So there's no inflation on this strand. And this is a solid example of a very good grade Andalusite. Danette's asking about the gem book. I've not been up to Johnstown again, Danette. I won't be up till Johnstown until Friday. So I will get the links for everybody for that gem book on Friday when I'm back at the store, because I have it at the store. Susie's saying, OMG, that Andalusite is gorgeous. Right? Check that out. Isn't it stunning? It is a stunning, stunning stone. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure nobody went into spam, because this one, I can't believe it is still available, honestly. I believe it's also called chiastolite or chiastolite. Let me see what, I don't actually know the properties. Let me tell you what the metaphysical properties are for this. There we go. I just love the stone. Okay, so it amplifies spiritual energy, assists in psychic readings, connects with your spirit guides, provides protection against negative energy and entities, and it fosters grounding, mental acuity, and spiritual insight. That's no wonder I like this stone. I've just always been drawn to this stone, and I'm ashamed to say I've never really looked it up. It's one of those stones that I love, and I take it at the face value that I love it. Chiastolite, Lena says, is the same, but usually named that when it has the black cross pattern. Yeah, that's a lot of times how you'll see this, is it has that black cross pattern, but it's not gemmy generally. It looks more like a jasper. But this is really a spectacular strand. This strand is, let me tell you, I don't think it's quite 16 inches. I would be surprised if it's a 16-inch strand. It's a 15-inch strand. 15-inch strand for $68 of beautiful Andalusite. Make a pair of earrings from those. Tell everybody what the metaphysical properties are. Going to put you in touch with your spirit guides. It's going to help ground you. It's going to provide protection against negative energy. It's going to amplify your spiritual energy. What? That is something you put on the card of your earrings, and you are going to sell those earrings to everybody. You believe in the spiritual power of stones, the metaphysical properties, they are going to buy those. And that strand has sold. Thank you so much. I can't believe that it took that. Maybe my email's delayed. That is a beautiful, beautiful strand. I should have probably looked up what something like that is going for. I just kind of gave you pretty much the 90s price on that. Maybe not the smartest thing in the world, but these are these wonderful party opals. These are a treated opal. It's a natural opal, but it's been treated. So when you should be able to see, you can see the color of the opal in there. Now you will oftentimes see this for less nowadays, but at least we know our supplier. We can guarantee you that you are buying actual opals, not like an opalite that's been dyed. These are actual authentic opals. These are very good quality opals, by the way. Even when they're treated and dyed like this, you're still seeing that flash. And these are true, actual Australian opal that have been dyed to this party fantastic goodness. I love these. I think these with some white pearls would be amazing. You want to make a T-Swift bracelet for adults? There you go. You use the party opals. And these are magnificent. They are graduated. This is actually a 17-inch strand. That's a really long strand. It comes on a necklace already done if you just want to wear it that way. This is sterling chain and a sterling lobster claw. But if you want to take them apart and use them for something else, you can also do that. These graduate from about 4.2 millimeters to 6.8. So just about 4 to 7 millimeters graduation. I have 2 of these strands. Originally, we marked these at $125. So giving you a little break at $100 each. And like I said, you can find things like this online, but I can guarantee you that you are getting the real deal on a real opal. You never know what you're getting from other people, especially when you're buying things that look like it's too good to be true. Then we have XG5. We have these are actually, I love these ones even a little bit more than the last ones. These are a beautiful, beautiful, also dyed opal. These are faceted and graduated slightly, but these are more pastel-y, and this is my vibe. If these don't sell, I will probably end up taking one of these and wearing it because I actually really like these. I think they're super cool. But also very high grade Australian opal that has been dyed. Very fun. $89 a strand. These were originally, I believe, $100 a strand. 100 to 120. I took the paper out. 100 or 120. And I'm bringing them down to 89 just for today. If you want these will probably go into the online store very soon or into the physical shop. A lot of times I put these already made necklaces in the physical shop. But these are super fun. Whether you use them as is, again, they're coming with the chain and the lobster claw. Let me measure these. And I'm measuring these just the gemstones. These are 16-inch strand. I don't measure this part. That I don't try to cheat you on that. It's a 16-inch strand of just gemstones. And then you have this as well. Lennis is the adult swanky version of those kids' candy necklaces we used to eat. Yes, it is. Who doesn't remember that, right? These are beautiful, and they graduate from about 3.2 to about 5. 3.2 millimeters to about 5 millimeters. 2 of those available, $89 each. Like I said, I will probably keep one of those if they don't sell. So far, they have not. So we'll see. Let's see how it goes tonight. XG6. XG6. I have some chrysoprase rounds. 2 strands of chrysoprase rounds. These are, I think, about, are they 5 millimeter? Let me show you. Here they are. They're really pretty. They're really gemmy. They're about 5.5 millimeters. 5.5 millimeters. Really gemmy, beautiful chrysoprase. Look at the quality. These are vintage strands again. Look at how gemmy those are. I priced them at 18 bucks, everybody. $18 a strand. 2 strands available. These are well worth that. I know y'all may be spoiled by seeing, like, we've had some really good chrysoprase lately. And so when I say, oh, you don't see chrysoprase these days that is this gemmy for this price, you see a lot of it if you watch us, I guess. And maybe that skews your view of things, but a lot of times you do not see it in a very gemmy, nice quality like this without a lot of other matrix with it out there in the wild. So this is, what I say, 5.5 millimeters, about 5.5 millimeters. And these strands are, let me see here. I think these are 15-inch strands. 7, 14, 15-inch strands. 15-inch strands, beautiful chrysoprase. I love that color green. Chrysoprase is one of my favorites because of the color. XG6, $18 each, 2 of them available. And let me check, just to check my spam. Where am I here? So far, so good. So far, we have XG2 and XG3 sold. The rest are still available. All right, next up, XG7 is more beautiful chrysoprase, but a little bit bigger this time. A little bit bigger. And there are 2 strands of these, but these 2 strands do look different from one another. So if you want to grab one or the other, you can let me know when you send your email. These are about 7.5 millimeters. Yeah, about 7.5 millimeters. And I'll show you what I mean. These 2 are different. One of these strands is darker, and one is a little bit kind of more opaque. So you see, the one on the bottom, a little bit more opaque, whereas the one on the top is a little bit darker. So it just depends what your style is and what you like. Me, I'm kind of in the middle. It's hard for me to say. I kind of like the darker one myself. I don't know even though. It just depends what you're doing and what you're working with. The bottom one's really nice if you want it to have that milky quality, kind of like working with that kind of color. But if you want a more vibrant kind of color, you get the one that's darker. So these are also, I believe, 15-inch strands. They go to 7.5. Yes, they go to 7.5. 15-inch strands. One of the XG6s has sold. Thank you so much. This is XG7 at $22. Just a little bit more because they're bigger stones than the last one. And XG7, $22 a strand. And if you get one of each of those, then you got the alternating sizes, which is really nice. Now this one, I did a great price on this one, I think. XG8. One of the XG7s has also sold. Thank you so much. XG8. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Turquoise, everybody. Turquoise, I believe this is Hubei turquoise. And they're these kind of, they're drops, but they dangle this way. You know, sometimes these are much easier to use than the ones that are drilled this way when you're wrapping, because sometimes you break the points off when you wrap that way. But these sometimes you can just use a bail or just even a jump ring. If you just squeeze a jump ring together through there, you can create a bail much easier on these. So if you're using them for dangles and earrings or something like that, you can do that. I have 1 strand of this available, and I marked it at only $18. So I think this is an incredibly good price on turquoise drops like this. This is a 16-inch strand of these turquoise, real turquoise drops. Drilled, you know, drilled this way. I don't know what you call that actually. Drilled face to face. 1 strand available. XG8, only $18. It's not priced low because it's no good. It's just a deal for you all. XG8. XG9. Some people love these. Bringing them back. Cubes. Beautiful labradorite cubes. These are approximately 5 millimeter. Let me check. 5 to 5.5 millimeter cubes. Yeah, 5 to 5.5 millimeter cubes. of stunning labradorite. I have 3 of them available, and they're at $28 each only. These are not AB coated or anything. That's the natural labradorite flash you're seeing in these. And these are spectacular for things like earrings. They are really awesome to make kind of modern earrings. Look how they flash. That cube look. Doesn't that look fantastic? I'm a fan of these so much. Every time we have them, we generally sell out on them. We're bringing them back again. Have them again. XG9, 3 strands. We were able to get $28 a strand. And these are pretty long strands. These are 16-inch strands. Have any of you gotten these before and used them? I know a lot of you have gotten them. I haven't seen many people using them yet. Has anybody used them in a design? Post it in the design challenge group if you have and how you use those. Because I know I've sold these before to some of y'all out there. Check that out. Oh, they're so beautiful. Great quality labradorite. A beautiful blue, gray. And it's XG9, $28 a strand. XG10. We have some stunningly beautiful, deep, deep color lapis. Look at this lapis. Look at how rich, these are not dyed. Look at how rich this color is. You can see the metallic flashes in there, as well as just the flash from the faceting. Super beautiful strands of deep, dark blue. This is not that like light denim lapis. This is a dark, true, beautiful lapis. $22 a strand. These are about 3.2 millimeters. And these are, I think, 13-inch strands, but let me check. Yeah, these are 13-inch strands. 13-inch strands. Stunningly beautiful lapis. Look at the color. That's when you want like that true blue color in something. Lapis at this quality and this price is getting harder and harder to find. A lot of times it's kind of that washed out, sometimes they call it like a denim lapis. I like this dark blue stuff myself. Next up, XG11. XG11, I have some beautiful pyrite. This is super, super beautiful. Whoa, pyrite. Let go. And this is great when you want a nice kind of metallic flash to something, whether it's a spacer or just a little glint of something, you know, on a necklace. You don't want too much. You can put a few of these in, but it's a you know, a real stone. I'm not working with glass. If you're working with stone, a stone design, you want to keep with that and not include glass spacers or metal spacers. I mean, this is kind of a metal spacer, right? It's pyrite, but you still get the properties of pyrite. And these are, I think, this about the same. These are about 3 millimeters. Yeah, 2.9, 3 millimeters. Very close. 2.9, 2.9, 3. 2.9. So 2.9 to 3 millimeters, so about 3 millimeters. And these again are about, these might be 12-inch strands. Let's see here. 12.5 to 13-inch strands. They're like 12 3/4. XG11, only $12 a strand. I love those. I love how flashy those are. We do have 7 of those available. So if you want multiples, let me know at that price. I think it's a really good one. XG12. We've got 1 strand again from that side. This is why I'm wondering if Andrew set these aside, because this is also in that same little area. Large, chunky amethyst. Beautiful quality amethyst at that. Look at the clarity in these. Beautiful color. Simple cut nuggets. You know I'm a fan of the simple cut. Just give me that simple cut. XG11 we have sold 4 of so far. So there are 3 left if anybody wants any of those. Thank you so much for grabbing those. They're beautiful. XG12. 1 strand of this stunning amethyst. I made some earrings out of amethyst like this that we were selling by the stone. And I made a pair of earrings with just 2 of these, and it's priced at $36 because this is beautiful. And you put some gold with this and turn them into a pair of earrings, they look luxe, let me tell you. So if you're doing shows and you want something that looks luxe, do something like this, put it with some gold. Silver would be nice too, right? But gold especially, and I think it looks amazing. This strand, by the way, it's vintage. It should be 16-inch strand. Danette says, I know I'm a pain. Could you tell me if I got any of the strands I put in for? If so, how many lots so I can budget? Yes, if you want me to tell you, I will tell you. I will never tell you otherwise, though. Danette, you got 2, 3, and 1 of 11. 2, 3, and 11. So this is approximately 14 millimeters. Oops, let me grab 14 by about 21 millimeter nuggets. Look at that. That is some worthy amethyst. I don't know what that even means. I love amethyst. It's my birthstone. How can I not love it? It's one of the very first stones I've ever encountered, and I loved it from the beginning. It's just such a rich, beautiful color in these. XG12, $36 for the strand. 1 strand available. That strand's probably worth a lot more than that, actually, but give me a deal. You know what I do. If I put that in the store, it might go for 36. It might have to go up a little bit though. I said in the little blurb to this show that we had some big stones today. And that amethyst, that's a pretty big stone. But check out this carnelian, everybody. Check out this carnelian. And I want you to know this carnelian at $42 is priced as a strand from the 90s. That was the price back then. I did not increase that price. I just know that a lot of people do not like huge stones, right? So I know this is a hard sell for us because we don't have a lot of customers out there that like the big stuff. But I know we have a few of you out there. And if you're one of them, this is an amazing deal on this strand of carnelian. Hello, Sandra. Thank you for joining us out there. Sandra, you need to be here. We've got a lot of nice stuff. I don't know if you've been watching for a while or if you just tuned in, but lots of nice stuff that I think you'll like. That hasn't, not all of it's been claimed yet. But Susan says, holy cow, those are big stones. Yes, they are. Let me just take one here. So they start at about 22.3 millimeters. Let me trim zeroed out. And these go to 22 by about 48. 22 by about 48. These are big, luxurious pieces of carnelian. I would assume most people would use these one at a time as pendants, but you can do what you want. You like the big, I know we have a few people that like, and it does not hurt their back, it does not hurt their neck. They like the big jewelry. This is big. This is the biggest piece. These are the biggest pieces of carnelian beads, like meant to be in a strand beads that I've seen in a very long time. We have one strand of this. That's it. $42. That's the price from the 90s. I left it at that price. There's no inflation, no accounting for that. You'll probably never see this again in this size. Like, where do you find like, it's hard to find good carnelian as it is, let alone finding it in beads this big, right? And this beautiful. These are beautiful. You got some of the more transparent, you got some of the more opaque. You got a little bit of both in there. You got some of the banding in there, lots of beautiful banding, color in there. So that's it. I've got one strand, XG13. For those of you out there who wonder where our big beads are sometimes, because we often focus on the smaller stuff, that's this. Here's your call. Here's your siren call today, because a piece would look lovely on a mala, says Sylvia. You're not mistaken. Put that on the end of a mala, right? Put a tassel on the end. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I honestly, let's see, how many of them are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 of them. So what is that? 42 divided by 8. That's only $5.25 each, everybody. $5.25 per each of those. I would probably sell those for $10 to $15 each in the store as a pendant. So buy the strand now, save yourself some money, or maybe I'll split them apart and sell them for about $10 to $15 a piece, because they are well worth it. Those are nice big beads. Dale asked, what was the number for the amethyst strand? That was, the amethyst strand was XG12. XG12. And it is yet unclaimed. So it's still available to you, Dale, if you would like it. Okay, where am I at here? Oh, I've been waiting. This one's been staring at me the way my pile is sitting. This one has been staring at me. This is another one I left at the pretty much at the 90s price. I have never, I don't even know, this is tagged, and I should have looked it up. I don't even know if this is like, it's called Black Fire Agate. And I'm going to type that in right now because I want to see if that's still a name that's being used. Yeah, it is. It doesn't look nearly as beautiful as this, though. Nothing looks as beautiful as this. I want you to see Black Fire Agate. Look at how beautiful this is. Have you seen black and white this beautiful in a bead before? Look at that. There's that inner glow I keep talking about yesterday. Black Fire Agate. Look at that deep glow inside there too. That looks beautiful. Sandra says that is so cool, isn't it? Michelle says that's insane. Never seen that before. Suzanne says vintage antique is so much more lustrous, right? Like, I I just looked this up, and black fire agate, it goes pretty cheap most of the time, but the way it looks, no wonder. No wonder. Again, I kept the same price on this as back in the 90s because these are a little bit larger, and I know that price, you know, we try and do our best. 13 millimeters by 13 by about 38 and a half. Amy says, I haven't even seen faceted tubes in a while, right? Aren't those beautiful? This strand has been staring at me. Like I said, the way my pile is separated into two stacks on the desk here, I've been waiting to get to this strand because when I encountered it today, it blew me away. It blew me away. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these on here. $4.80 each when you break that down. This is a 16-inch strand. $4.80 each. If you don't think those are worth $4.80 each, you're crazy. I question your sanity. I question your sanity. This one, I think right here is my very favorite one on that strand. It's almost blue. It's so blue-gray. And it's got that fire inside. I told you this is also from that same, maybe this was Andrew's stash. And Michelle saying, didn't Andrew take these? I know, right? Maybe I'm pulling from his stash. I don't know. But sorry if I am. It wasn't marked. Wasn't marked, everybody. XG14. And those have sold. Thank you so much. Those were in the same thing as the big carnelian and some of the other stones tonight. I don't think it's Andrew's stash. It wasn't marked anywhere. And there are things in that I would be like, I don't think he would actually take these. These wouldn't be things that he would use. So hopefully I don't get in trouble. We'll see. We'll see. XG15. Another one from that same pile. And another one I kept the old pricing on are these gigantic, beautiful moonstone beads. Sandra said that would be stunning with black spinel. Yes, it would. And so would these. So would these. These would be gorgeous with some black spinel. Look at that flash, that moonstone flash. These are these giant blue moonstone chunks. Only $14 for the strand. I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind today. XG15, big nuggets of the blue moonstone. They're mostly the same this way. So they're about 18 millimeters, 18 to 18 and a half. They do vary lengthwise, but let me just grab one that looks like a lot of the others. About 25, yeah, 25. Some are longer, some are shorter. $16-inch strand. Wouldn't those, I mean, I think if you're going to go big, look at these together. Look at those together. How beautiful are those? Put some black spinel spacers with them, like Sandra said. Or use like one of these and one of these as a drop, as a pendant. I just think they're really pretty together. Love that black and white design. Next up, we have some magnetic hematite. Magnetic hematite that has been, I don't know if it's electroplated. It's somehow, I think it's electroplated. And you can see, I mean, it sticks together. Well, you probably can't see that, but there it is. It's sticking together. It wants to stay together. And so with this, you get not only the properties of hematite, but of the magnetic, magnetic healing properties as well. So if you're making a bracelet with someone who likes the properties of magnetic healing, sometimes they say it's good for arthritis. These are extra good, right? And we have one strand, $12. These are, it's a good size for a bracelet, 8 millimeters. You can hear them. Maybe you can hear them clicking together. I just think these are lovely. This is a 16-inch strand, magnetic hematite. It's been electroplated. I think electroplated. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. It's been coated in some way with that beautiful, this is a pink one. I have other colors coming up too, by the way. So that's XG16, only $12 for that strand. You could easily make a few bracelets out of that and make your money back. Especially people who like magnets and like that magnetic healing. XG17 is the green, the bright green version. It's just lightly magnetic. These are not like super strong. These are not like the rare earth magnets that it's going to be super strong. These are just lightly magnetic. But they definitely are. I love this color. This is I love this color. I might wear this as a bracelet actually. If it doesn't sell, we'll see. But I love this color. XG17. And these should be the same. Yep, 8 millimeter and 16-inch strand. For $12. A lot of people believe, I was looking it up, because I know people use magnets for pain relief. But I was seeing what else people do. It's hard to look it up when I'm doing the show, though. Here's another version. This is kind of a creamy champagne-y version of those. And this is XG18. This almost looks like a pearl. This would blend really well with pearls. Like look how well that would blend with those if you wanted to use them with something like that. Make a pearl bracelet, add a few of the magnetic beads to it for the magnetic healing properties. And let's see if you have, this is like a black onyx. Be beautiful with a black onyx. Here's my red tiger eye again. I think it would even be beautiful with a red tiger eye. Right? A lot of different stones that would go well with. XG18. 16, 17 have sold. Thank you so much. A few of them a few times. Thank you. I only got one though. So So first come, first serve on that. XG19. This is Russian Amazonite, a gigantic strand. This is, let's see, 24, 25, 26, 36-inch strand. 36-inch strand of Russian Amazonite. Look how beautiful it is. These beautiful chips. XG19, $36. So $1 an inch is all you're paying. And I've got 2 strands of this. 2 strands of that. And this is really hard because these are all different sizes. These are all different sizes, but about 14 millimeters by about 8.5. But like I said, that's just grabbing one point. They are all different sizes. XG19, $36. What a great deal. XG18 has just sold. Thank you so much. XG20. These beautiful blue dyed agates. Dyed blue, but beautiful. Only $14 a strand. I love these. I know we had some of the dyed agate and dyed chalcedony yesterday, and you all like that, and even the dyed jade. So today, pulled these out, figuring maybe some of you would like these. Don't fall off the end. Okay. These are bigger than 16 inches. These are about 17-inch strands. I have 3 of these available. Let me show you. Maybe I'll show them all to you, right? Being dyed, they're all a little different, but they're beautiful strands. Look how good they look. All different colors of blue. So juicy looking, though. I love them when they look like the opal there, right? You get a little opalization look, like opalite. XG20, $14. The strand, 3 strands available. Okay, we've got 10 more left, y'all. We're going to 30 today. So get ready. XG21, $16. Some beautiful jaspers. I think this is all different kinds of jasper. Some of it looks like ocean jasper to me, but I do not think it's all ocean jasper. These are in this triangular shape, this kind of triangular cut, which I think is always fun. We see this a good bit, it seems like, in some, look at how beautiful that is, in some of the vintage stuff. I don't see many triangular cuts these days, but the vintage stuff had them, and I love them. Suzanne said there are so many different jaspers, that's for sure. And these, if this were all ocean jasper, it'd be a lot more expensive at this quality. But I think these are various jaspers here. But some of these are really, they're all really pretty. Whether you like the light, kind of like this light style, or this one, look at this one. This one here. That one looks like stone. It's so beautiful. It's actually a little texture too. Look at these. Sandra says, I have a strand like, I think I have a strand like that. I wasn't sure what it was. Yeah, these are jaspers. And they are beautiful. We've had this strand, I think, before. I found this one last one, but I think we've had these before. 16-inch strand. And these are, so you may have gotten it from us before. 9.7, am I? Yep. 9.7 by 19. Oh, my screen just went dark. Let me get my colors back so I can make sure I'm getting to see the right colors out there. Y'all. XG21. XG22. Giving you a really good price on some beautiful Tiger Eye. Tiger Eye has been one of those things that has not been selling very much lately. Y'all have not been into it, but figured I'd try again. One more time with some more Tiger Eye. Oh, has Amy joined us? Thank you for joining us, Amy. Susan said hi to Amy, but I didn't see anything, any comments. It's a beautiful Tiger Eye. Tiger Eye is a hard sell right now. I don't know why. It was very popular a little while ago. Everyone knows what Tiger Eye is. It's one of those stones that pretty much everyone knows. And these are beautiful, simple cut little nuggets. And they're about 8.5 millimeter nuggets. And only $16. These are really good quality Tiger Eye. 16-inch strands. You can see the quality. There's lots of flashing going on there. That cat's eye flash. Like a tiger's eye, right? Cat's eye flash in those. XG20. Susan's favorite is blue Tiger Eye. Blue Tiger Eye is beautiful. Red Tiger is, I think all Tiger Eye is beautiful. You just don't see as much of the red and the blue. XG, what did I get drunk? Okay. Boy, I don't like to change prices on air, so I'm not going to, but I don't know what I was thinking. $38 for this chocolate moonstone strand. $38. Wow. I don't know what I was thinking. Look at how beautiful these drops are. Faceted drops. Michelle says, love Tiger Eye. Have it in different cuts. Love my diamond shapes I got from you. Thank you. I'm glad you do. This is the deal of the century, I think, because I went crazy when I was pricing. I don't know what I was looking at, but it's all right. I can give you all this kind of a deal once in a while, once in a great while. Susie says, amazing strand, isn't it? Look at that. XG23. Lennis's deal of the night. So flashy and gemmy. I know. This is a high quality chocolate moonstone strand. Graduated drops. This is the gram weight on those. Look at those babies flashing. If somebody doesn't take this, the price is not staying like this. Just so you know, this is a tonight only kind of deal right here. Tonight only, $38 for this strand. That is it. Sandra says, tell Andrew it's okay, don't worry, right? Ooh, ooh, ooh. So there it is. XG23. It's still available. Nobody's claimed it. I'm surprised, but that's all right, because I will raise that price when it goes into the online store. You better believe me. I will just take that right away, right now. Man, I knew you would eventually tempt me with Moonstone, says Norma. Well, There you go, Norma. There's the temptation. And it's okay if you don't take it, because that price is, that's like, it's like cost, y'all. That's like crazy. That strand should be like $75 or more. And y'all know that, right? All right. Next up, I've got one beautiful strand of tanzanite. One beautiful strand of tanzanite. Again, quite the deal. This should be about a $75 to $95 strand of tanzanite. Look at these. Well, somebody just grabbed that chocolate moonstone, so you got a deal, deal, deal. Thank you anyway. I appreciate it. I'll take the sale today. Look at this tanzanite, though. Look at this. This is more aptly priced, although it is still, we're giving you a really nice deal on this tanzanite. This is good quality tanzanite. Beautiful. You've got a small chain on that one with a lobster. This is about a 15-inch strand, which is why the price is a little bit, it's not quite a 16-inch strand. I can bring the price down a little bit, but still, this should be at least in the 70s, 80s, even $90 strand price. These are graduated faceted rondelles. They're graduated from about 4.2 to about 5.2. So from about 4.2, let's check this side. Yep, 4.1, 4.2 to about 5.2, 5.0. Tanzanite. Look at those. You got some that are that beautiful light blue, some that are that beautiful tanzanite purple color, and every shade in between. Got that purple, blue, got that icy blue. That is a stunningly beautiful strand of tanzanite. XG24, one strand only. One strand only. That's another one, if it doesn't sell, I might keep. That and some of those party opals from before. I love tanzanite, and it's so hard to find these days in a nice quality. All right, next up, we've got some Amazonite strands. These are flower Amazonite. I call this flower Amazonite. Beautiful strands. They're just nice strands of flower Amazonite. They are about 8 millimeters, 7.8 millimeters, rounds. Suzanne says, trying to be good. Last night I wasn't so good. I get it, Suzanne. I get it. So I have 5 strands of these available. I priced these low, $12. This is really good quality. It's just these are pretty color. You get a lot of variety in these. 16-inch strands. Let me show you the other strands. Sometimes when you see this flower Amazonite, it is not as nice, especially these days. And they're cheap online. You can get this pretty cheap online, but the color is not there. I was looking today, and it just doesn't have the variety of color that these have. And I like that. Some people want more of the blue because it's an Amazonite, right? But I love seeing all the different colors with these. But I price these pretty much, like an Amazonite strand, just a blue Amazonite strand. Even cheaper than that. Sorry, I'm dropping everything. But I've got 5 of these available if you're interested. XG25, $12 each only. Suzanne says cheap strands have other issues. Yeah, we do inexpensive strands because we love y'all. We don't do cheap though, right? These are some more that every time we put them up, we seem to sell really well on these. So we've got a few more of these as well. This is the Neon Apatite. The neon, everyone loves the Neon Apatite, right? I know y'all do. So we have some more of these. Neon Apatite. These are already in the form of necklaces. But look how good these are. Suzanne's saying, not saying you do. Oh, I know you weren't saying that. I know. That's what I'm just saying. We don't do the cheap, right? Because they do have issues. You're right. You end up with issues when you do cheap. And I would rather pay for a little bit more quality and make sure you're not going to have issues or your customers are not going to have issues. Oh, hey, there's Nettie. Hello, Nettie. Says, oh, these Neon Apatite are pretty, aren't they? This is natural, everybody. This is not a fake. This is not a dyed stone. It naturally is this color. And, you know, they can fake it by dyeing it. But these are naturally this way. So this is the good quality stuff. This is the stuff that has not had to be augmented. These are real Neon Apatite natural stones. Gemmy goodness right there. And these are graduated from about 3.6. This one's cheating because it has that one larger one on there. So I'm going to grab the one next to it. 3.6 to about 6. 3.6 to about 6. And $48 a strand. Again, these are made into necklaces already. You can wear them as is. These, by the way, are also long. These are 18-inch strands, not 16 inches, 18-inch strands of Neon Apatite for $48 only, with sterling silver chain and lobster claw. So if you do take them apart, keep that chain and lobster claw to use for something else. XG26. Student says cheap is expensive in the long run. That's right. That's right. 100%. So I've got 4 strands of these that we brought back in because y'all love the Neon Apatite. We'll see. If not, these will be sold probably as necklaces in the store. We have a number of people who've been buying them that way. They don't want to have to make their own. They just want a gift. And $48, that's not a bad gift, right? It might not be a gift for like just a friend down the street, but for someone you care about, $48, that's a really nice gift. Especially if they like blue. Especially if they like blue. That apatite is amazing, says Susie. It is. Amazing. All right, another amazing strand, few strands here we've got is some garnets. These are deep, deep, beautiful garnets. Oh, I can't even, I need another light to show you these. Do I have a light? Does my iPad have a light? I do. Let me see if I can do this, because these glow so beautifully, but I don't think I have the right light. It helps if I actually use the side that has the light on it. Let me see if I can get these to glow. They're so dark and juicy, but these are beautiful garnets. I'm trying not to blind y'all either, but look at how deep, dark red these are. Stunning garnet strands. There we go. Look, that's the kind of red. The whole strand is like that. Look how juicy those are. And they are beautiful. And they're only $22 a strand, which means I probably went crazy again, but $22 a strand. And you can, these are heavy, they're heavy strands. Garnets are surprisingly weighty. It's a 16-inch strand, and these are 5.7 to 6, around 6 millimeter. 6 millimeter faceted discs, Heshi. And just super dark and lovely garnets. So XG27, I have 4 strands of these available, $22 a strand. Get them while we've got them, because that's a spectacular garnet for the price. XG28. I told you we have a strand for $4. Y'all been waiting for it, right? Here it is. $4 a strand. Hematite stars. These are non-magnetic. These are not magnetic. But these are hematite stars. Cute little stars. 6.3 millimeters approximately. Around 6 millimeter stars. Just something fun. I thought for Halloween you might all really like some stars, right? But, oh, come on. These are about 15-inch strands. 15-inch strands, $4. Giving you just a beautiful little deal there. Hematite stars, $4 a strand. Great for Halloween. Great for dealing with anything starry nights, right? XG28, $4 a strand. 4 strands available. We have something for everybody. We always try to, right? All right. XG29. XG29 is, I think we had a lighter strand of this that sold before. This is a kind of more ambery, iridated quartz. Am I saying that word right? Iridated? Irradiated. Irradiated. Irradiated quartz. And this is so pretty. It gives it that AB finish. Beautiful quartz strand. These are faceted rounds at about 6 millimeters. 6 millimeter faceted rounds. Irradiated quartz. $24 for the strand. 1 strand available. And this strand is a 16-inch strand. XG29. $24. And XG30, last one of tonight, $28. Which I'm going to be honest with you is even a little bit less than the price in the 90s. I know, what? I gave you another break. But it's also because for some reason pink opal is not a huge seller. But this is a stunning strand of pink opal faceted rounds. The color in these is like nothing we see anymore. These are 10 millimeter. We do get pink opal pretty often, but we get nothing with this kind of color in it anymore. Not at this price. And like I said, I even gave you a break on the price from the 90s on this strand. So if anyone wants a really nice quality strand of pink opal, here it is. This is your chance. Much better quality than normal, than we see most of the time. This strand is about a 15-inch strand. And it's really, really beautiful. Look at some of those deep colors in there. Got a variety of color. A lot of pink opal we see nowadays is pretty much just like almost this whitish pink, like this one, just this edge of this one right there. But you got such a variety on this one. XG30, 1 strand available. And that, my friends, is it for tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me flip this camera around. Oh, hello. Hello, everybody. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all who grabbed a few things. We do appreciate it. I hope you found something you really liked. And if you have any questions, again, please feel free to send us an email as always. I will be doing the spreadsheet for these very soon, most likely. Sandra said it must be really pink because pink opal doesn't show up well. I know, I was going to say that. Pink opal usually never shows up well on camera, and those look good. So they are very pink. They are a very nice strand. Very deeply colored. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful one. I'm going to go make sure Andrew's okay. And I will be invoicing most likely for this sometime a little bit later tonight. I had a few people who emailed throughout the day today, and like I said, I was taking care of Andrew, so I did not get a chance to check my email until just about before this live. So I'm going to reply to people who emailed me today and let you know if you got anything from yesterday's show. And that's all I've got for you. So thank you so much. Have a great one, everyone. Andrew, as long as he's feeling better, we'll see you tomorrow. If he's not feeling better, we'll have to see what we're doing for tomorrow's live because I will be at my pottery class at the start of it. So maybe we'll do something late at night again. I don't know. We'll see, depending on how he feels. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great one. Bye now.